Hey warriors, Mrs. Adams here, ready for our very last drawing lesson of 2020. Can you guys believe it? So I thought it would be fun to end our year with a fun gingerbread house. I think that these are so cool this time of year, really special to be able to make. I don't know if any of you have actually made a real gingerbread house at your home, but I figured if you haven't, we can at least draw one, right? So we are going to go ahead and get started with our gingerbread house. So friends, I want you to get your art supplies. Whatever you have available is just fine. Go ahead and get your art supplies. And I want you to remember, this is going to be a little bit more creative. I want you to really use your imagination and your creativity. I want you to think about the designs and the patterns of candy that you want. You do not have to follow Mrs. Adams exactly, okay? Before we even get started, I want you to look at some of these pictures of these gingerbread houses. Aren't these amazing? Gingerbread houses are like works of art all by themselves. Can you believe all that detail? Notice how, friends, the artists who made these, they would draw even with frosting, these fun little details. They would take their time. Look at all of that. So look at these examples before we even get started and think about what you want. So if Mrs. Adams draws, you know, a candy cane around the door or some fancy frosting drawing on hers and you don't want it, you don't have to do it. But I do want you to think about what you do want to add, okay? Because this is a chance for you to really get creative and have fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. With your paper, I suggest you have your paper sideways today. We are going to start at the very bottom of your page, okay? So we're not going to start in the middle like a lot of times we do. We're going to go down towards the bottom, and we're just going to draw a straight line for the bottom part of our gingerbread house. Friends, you don't have rulers. I don't need it to be exactly straight. Remember, gingerbread are cookies, okay? So they're not going to be exactly perfect, okay? So please don't worry about that. Mrs. Adams is not going to be exactly perfect, trust me. So don't worry if it's not perfectly straight. When I say straight, I mean just do your best, okay? So we're going to start with the bottom part of our house. However big you want, I'm going to make that straight line. I'm going to do my best. Make a straight line for the bottom. Then for the side, decide how tall you want the side of the house to be. I'm going to make a straight line up and a straight line up. Great. And then we're going to slant it for the roof. We're going to come in towards the middle. Do your best and come in towards the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and make it slant towards the middle, slant towards the middle. And then if I need to make them a little longer, just make them touch. Now for the roof, we're going to go ahead and make this slanted line that we just made, these slanted lines, we're going to make it a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And then we're going to double what we have. So I'm going to go ahead and make it curve out like that. And I'm going to curve out like that. We're not even going to try to make a perfectly straight line there, right? Because it's cookies. So just do your best, make a curve line. And then we're going to slant it up, same thing. And slant it up and touch. So now, friends, we have the very basic outline of our gingerbread house. Now is the time I want you to really have fun and be creative and use your imagination and decide what kind of candies you want, okay? So I'll show you some ideas. Like I said, you draw it how you want to, okay? So first things first, we definitely need a door. You can have your door right in the middle, or you could scoot it over to the side, wherever you want your door to be. You're gonna start at the bottom, and let's see, I think I'm gonna make mine in the middle, but you can make it to the side if you want. We're gonna start at the bottom and make two straight lines up, and then we'll just make them touch on the top. Now, I could even outline my door with some frosting if I wanted to. So I could outline it like this, or maybe it's a candy cane. So if I want it to look outlined, I could leave it plain, like frosting, or if I want it to look like it's been outlined with candy cane, I could make some slanted straight lines, taking my time all the way around the door, like that. It's up to you how you want it. Definitely make a little candy door handle. Now you could add some windows. I have 2 windows on mine. Maybe you want just like 1 big window. Maybe you want 3 smaller windows, whatever you want, guys. But go ahead and add some windows. I did a lot of looking and learning about gingerbread houses this week. I even saw some of these beautiful works of art. The artists that make the gingerbread houses, they would melt sugar and let it cool and dry, and it would look like glass. It was hard and crackly, just like glass. Beautiful, beautiful. So you could definitely make window panes out of frosting if you wanted to, and pretend there was some glass sugar there. Another thing I want you to think about, we're gonna add lots more detail in just a second. Maybe I have a spot right here that's kind of open and bare, and as you can see, they are major decorated, right? There's not a lot of open bare spots. So if you wanted to, you could make a candy right here, a special candy. I'm gonna make mine a peppermint candy, but if you wanna make yours a different type of candy or several candies in a pattern, do that, guys, no big deal. If you want a peppermint though, I'm gonna make a little tiny dot right in the middle of my circle. And then from that dot, I'm just gonna make a curved line out and touch. From that same dot, curve line out and touch. From that same dot, curve line out and touch. And guys, we're just gonna go all the way around, following that same pattern all the way around for your peppermint candy. Now, let's think about the roof. Oh, if you want a chimney, you could definitely make a chimney. So wherever you want, you could maybe on this side, let's say I have it on this side, on this one, maybe I'll switch it up and make it on this side. I'm just gonna start from the roof and make a straight line up and a straight line up and make it touch. So you could definitely add that chimney if you wanted to. Now let's really start thinking about designs. Let's just stay right here with our chimney. A lot of times you could you can see that they add frosting in a brick pattern to make it look like a brick chimney. You could definitely do that. If you want to do that, draw with me. You can just make these kind of long rectangles or squares, and they just sort of fit together like a puzzle. But if you don't want to do that, if you want to do something else, you could definitely add any sort of design or pattern on your chimney that you want. Okay, so I'm going to fill in my roof, my chimney. Now let's think about the roof. I could do any sort of design. A lot of times they do have candies lining the roof. So I could make little circle candies all along the roof. Or you could make a different type of candy, guys, if you want to make more rectangular candies or square candies, whatever you want. But I can take my time. A lot of times they have either this curved line decoration along the roof edge, or they have what almost looks like snow. They'll take the frosting and just sort of let it drip down so it sort of looks like snow, okay? Or icicles hanging down. So if you'd like to do that, I'll show you both ways. You decide, okay? Don't do just half and half like Mrs. Adams is about to do. You're either gonna line it with this fancy curved line decoration, or you're gonna do the snow. I'll show you both ways, so you choose. If you want the snow, that drippy down snow icicle-y look, you're just gonna take your, whatever you're drawing with, and you're just gonna make sort of bumpy line down, back up and touch, down, back up and touch. See how it's very, very bumpy and not perfect? Like maybe there's some wider areas, some skinnier, and I'm just gonna do that all the way across my roof. If you want more of this sort of fancier design right here, you're gonna do, if you're doing snow, do it all the way across. If you want the fancy design, you too will do it all the way across, but I'm gonna start on this side, okay? For that fancy curved line gingerbread design, I'm just gonna make curved lines like this, all the way across. So you guys can choose what you would like, but you're gonna do it all the way, okay? Choose one or the other. You can even show some curved line work going around your candy. This is something that you see a lot. You'll see the frosting sort of peeking out. Sometimes they will even add some special lines with a skinny, skinny tip of the frosting. I could add a design all the way around my candy to make it look extra fancy. You could do that if you wanted to. I could come on and I could decorate around the windows. You would definitely see that. So I could outline my windows. I can leave it like that for frosting, or if you like the look of the candy cane coming around the windows, you could definitely make just little straight lines, taking your time. Slanted straight lines to make it look like candy cane. If it looks like candy cane, what do you think you should maybe color it in as? Red and white, right? That's what's gonna make it look like a candy cane, just something to think about. I could go even further. I could make little circles of candies, little tiny candies surrounding my windows. I could make them just on the bottom like I have here, or I could make them on the bottom and the top. I could take my whatever you're drawing with, and you could pretend like you're drawing with frosting with that skinny tip. I could make like some fancy designs like curlicues or curved lines or straight lines. I could make little designs like this going around, little straight lines or curved lines. I could even edge my house with some gumdrops. I see that a lot on gingerbread houses, so I can make little curved lines on the bottom, like someone has lined it with gumdrops. I could even do, a lot of times you'll see candies on the roof, so I could do gumdrops on the roof like this. Or maybe your favorite candy is more chocolate. Maybe you want to add Hershey's Kisses to yours. If you wanted to do that, I could make a curved line that comes in, and then it has that little swirl on top. And then watch, it's going to curve in on this side, and it's going to touch. Okay, so let's practice that again. I'm going to make a curved line in, and then it's going to swirl over the other way. Curved line in, and then it's going to touch. Okay, so you could do more of that kind of a candy if you wanted to. Friends, I want you to really take your time. This is your time to be creative. This is your time to add any decoration, any design, any candy that you want, okay? So take your time with your house, be creative. I'll show you this close up one more time, just if you need some ideas, okay? So check out all that amazing detail that these gingerbread artists have added. And I also want you to think about some background. You could certainly pretend like your gingerbread house is real, and you could put it out and it's snowing. You could do that for the background, or you can make it inside of a house. Maybe you want to see like a little bit of a Christmas tree behind it. Now, you wouldn't see the whole Christmas tree, you just see part of it. In the very background, just a few little curved lines, and you could color that green. We certainly want to make it sitting on something. If it's not out in the snow, then we're at least going to make a table by making a line all the way across. You could even decorate the sides. A lot of times you'll see, look, there's pathways with candy. There's decorations on the side. If you want a little pathway, you can start at the door. And to make it look even more realistic, watch. Instead of a straight line, I'm going to make it slant out one side, slant out the other side, and then you could even decorate that. You could line that with some candies in some way. Okay? You could add candies on the side of the house. Oh, I'll show you how to draw these lollipops. You could add lollipops lining it. You could even draw some lollipops if you have room on your house. But to do that, you just make a straight line up. Really skinny next to it, another straight line to make the stick. And then to make that little wrapper, we're just going to make kind of a little wiggle line down and back up and touch, and then we're just going to make a circle. Let's practice that again on the other side. Make 1, 2 skinny lines up, and then go up just a little bit, and watch. I'm going to make it down, back up, down, back up, down, back up, all the way across, and then add the circle. So that's another kind of candy that you could add if you want, okay? So, you guys, I cannot wait to see these gingerbread houses. I know you're going to be so creative and have fun with it. If you have a brown, typically, of course, because it's gingerbread, you are going to color in the house part brown, and then you can have so much fun with the colors of the candies. But the house part itself would be brown. A lot of times the frosting is white, just to really make it stand out. But you can do any frostings that you want. That's not a big deal, okay? So I want you to take your time, color in if you have something to color in with. And friends, I've got to see your artwork. I've got to see it. You're getting a grade in art. So be sure to take a picture and put it on Seesaw. Have your adult at home help you do that if you need help. Friends, if you just can't figure it out, I'm always on my Google Meets. Monday through Friday, I'm on my Google Meets from 8:30 in the morning until 9:30. You can just jump on there and hold it up and say, here you go, Miss Adams, this is my gingerbread house, and that works for me, okay? Remember, I'm on Google Meets. Oops, got a little messy. Let me write it out again. Whoa, specials, W-O-E, specials. And that is 8:30. Tell mom and dad, 8:30 to 9:30, okay? That's fine if you just want to show it to me that way too. That works. But I got to see it, okay? And I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited to see what you do, see how you get creative with all of your fun candy and frosting and all that good stuff. So friends, this is our last one of 2020. I cannot wait to see you. I know I'll see you in 2021. I cannot wait. I hope you have a wonderful break. I sure miss you guys. I hope you stay safe and healthy, and hopefully we'll see you very soon, okay? I love you all. Bye, warriors.